Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us for this bipartisan launch of the Senate Law Enforcement Caucus. Some folks comment that we do not do enough things these days in the U.S. Senate, and the things that we do not do enough in a bipartisan way. I know that Senator Blunt and I are delighted to have the opportunity today to kick off this important bipartisan and rapidly growing caucus, and to have the pleasure of three significant leaders in law enforcement here to share some of their comments and concerns with us today. I want to welcome and thank my co-chair, Senator Blunt of Missouri, who will have to leave because there's an important appropriations meeting going on right now that relates to natural disasters. So he will make comments, and then the rest of the panel will address you. I am grateful that Commissioner Ramsey of Philadelphia has joined us, the Principal Assistant Attorney General Leary from the Department of Justice has joined us, and that FOP National Treasurer, Special Investigator, and Captain Penoza is here with us today. I do have to give some recognition to my Delaware row here, if I could. I am grateful to the Director of Public Safety from Newcastle County, who has joined us, to R.L. Hughes from the Office of Secretary Shalero, to Chief of the Delaware River and Bay Authority, and to immediate past Chief of the Newcastle County Police Department, Mike McGowan, who has just joined my team. There are many other folks here. Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Mark Colgan from the Baltimore FBI office. He and his Special Agent in Charge have contributed significantly to our work around law enforcement in Delaware. We had a field hearing of the Judiciary Committee in Wilmington a number of months ago to talk about federal, state, and local law enforcement issues in Delaware. And today, I think we can kick off a much broader conversation about federal, state, and local law enforcement and how we work more strongly together. I can't think of a time when it was more important for America's law enforcement community to have tougher and more engaged advocates in Congress. Our local and state police officers face a steadily expanding mandate, steadily growing challenges, and all across the country, steadily shrinking local budgets. The previous job that I held for 6 years was as the Newcastle County Executive. And in many ways, the most difficult, most challenging, and most rewarding responsibility I had in that role was oversight and leadership of the second largest police force in our state. Local law enforcement, as I learned in my decade in total in county service, is an absolutely indispensable partner on so many national priorities: counterterrorism, disaster response, the war on drugs, preserving the peace, advancing our constitutional order. The roles for policing at the national and local level have never been more important than they are today. And I just wanted to emphasize the many ways that federal resources, federal skills, federal strength help support our county police department over the last generation. My predecessor in this seat, former Senator Joe Biden, now our Vice President, was a strong and long and effective advocate for the federal, state, and local relationship. The COPS hiring program has led to the hiring of well over 100,000 officers in over 12,000 jurisdictions. The Burn JAG grant program has had a catalytic and positive effect on the adoption of new methodologies, new technologies all across the community of law enforcement. And interagency cooperation and information sharing has been one of the most vital roles, I think, that federal law enforcement entities have played in this evolving partnership. In my view, why we're here today to launch the Senate Law Enforcement Caucus is to focus on and sustain the deep bipartisan support that law enforcement has always enjoyed in the Congress, and to focus it on a meaningful conversation that reinforces the federal commitment to assisting state and local law enforcement, that strengthens the working partnerships that already exist, that facilitates an exchange of information and a thoughtful debate about ideas and concerns in law enforcement, that promotes a collaborative approach to combating crime, that focuses on enhancing officer safety, and that promotes professionalism and successful careers in law enforcement at all levels. We hope to do all these and raise awareness of the federal role in supporting the law enforcement community. I will let my co-chair say how many members we have, but I will tell you I'm pleased with the number of senators who've joined this caucus already, many of whom have prior service or experience as prosecutors, as attorneys general, or folks like myself who in previous executive roles had a supervisory role. We know every day that the men and women of law enforcement are doing everything they can to make our community safer. I think it is our challenge to listen to them, to work with them, and to strengthen and sustain this partnership. I want to thank everybody who's worked so hard to help make this possible.